There's this one scene in the movie The Social Network that always stuck out to me. Mark Zuckerberg's friend comes up to him and asks if this girl is single, to which he replies, I don't know, people don't just wear a sign around their neck indicating whether they're single. And that's how he came up with relationship statuses on Facebook. Signal tracking works the same way. No one is out there wearing a sign that says, I'm ready to buy. But their behavior online, what they post, who they're engaging with, if they're hiring, if they raised funding, that all tells you a story about them. You just need to know what to look for. In this video, I'll show you how we pick up on those signals to find people when they're ready for a relationship. So let's pretend that the companies that you want to track are Fortune 500 companies. So you can see here, we've got Amazon, we've got Apple, we've got United, and all the information that you would normally expect to get about them. It's great to have this information, but it's not actionable. So let's pretend that, for example, you're a big law firm that does mergers and acquisitions. You probably want to target companies that are going through new partnerships or acquisitions. This is specific info that we can track using Clay here. What we can do is actually scrape Google News to see, okay, for each of these companies, how are they being mentioned in the news in the last 7 days? Where are they being mentioned? And we can get those news results, and we can use an AI like Anthropic to analyze all of these news results and specifically pull out those that are related to partnerships or acquisitions. So let's look at, for CVS Health, we can see news related to acquisitions. CVS sells ACO asset to Wellvana. Now, let's say that instead you're a tech company. Maybe you implement CRMs. That's something that we do. We would want to know, what CRM system are these companies using right now? And what we can do is use tech scraping to figure out what kind of tech they're using. So let's look at just look at how many tools we can track that they are using. All of these different tools. We can look at all of this tech that we have scraped and gathered about them to pull out what kind of CRM are they using. Unsurprisingly, for most of the big boys, it's Salesforce. And if we look at this developed right here, you can see Salesforce Experience Cloud. So that's just one indicator that we can use to reach out to them. Another fun example is, let's pretend that you're a talent acquisition agency. Well, what's a good way to go after candidates or find disgruntled employees is to look at companies that have negative Glassdoor reviews. Yes, we can scrape this too. So we've created another column where we are actually scraping with ChatGPT a bunch of different reviews, and then we can group these based on which ones are related to certain issues specifically. And let's say we want to go after companies that specifically have a bad work environment and culture. We can actually look this up and we can scrape specific negative reviews about the work environment and culture. I'm not saying that everything related to United is about this. We specifically picked out the negative reviews related to the things we care about so that we can reach out with relevant communications. Now, let's stick with that example. Let's pretend we're a talent acquisition agency. If you're going after Amazon or Apple, it might be useful to know who their competitors are hiring at any point in time, who is joining their competitors' C-suite. So what we can do is first scrape, okay, who are the competitors of Amazon and who are the competitors of Apple? And then we can use that to create a separate list of who is eBay, Walmart, and Target. Who are they hiring in their seat? And we can track that information in this second table here that we're looking at, where you see who the hire is, what their title is. Let's go back to the law firm example. Maybe we want to know not just acquisition news about the company itself, but we want to know acquisition news about their competitors as well. We can track that as well. So we can create a new table, which is looking at specifically, okay, mergers and acquisitions right here. We did the same thing, but for eBay this time. And we can see eBay enters into agreement to acquire Caramel. The point of all this, it sounds like a lot, but each of these is custom signals based on your type of company. How much better off would your sales team be if you were equipped with that information? That's what we're doing here. And what we're able to do is run a weekly pulse of all these custom signals related to your company, and then route them to your appropriate sales reps, integrate them with your CRM, whatever you need to do. The point is, you will have your thumb on the pulse of all these competitors and companies you want to go after, and you'll be able to act on that information before anyone else will. This is so much more powerful than lead generation, and it solves for the biggest shortcoming of lead generation, which is finding people at the right time. Hitting people at the right time really is finding a needle in a haystack. So if you're interested in learning more, feel free to reach out.